The point with Dustin and Candace is the fact that, you know, I think they're afraid to sort of show their competitive side in your face, and they kind of like sneaky about it, because I really do think that they're afraid to tarnish this whole idea of, you know, perfect beauty queen. And by default, then their competitive side is interpreted as sneaky, when in reality what they're trying to do is they're trying to protect their image, and, you know, they're afraid to sort of come in and say, yeah, so what? I yielded you. Don't yield me, and then come over and say, hey guys, we're so sorry we yielded you. No, you're not sorry. It was a tactic, you know, for your game. You went in, you wanted to survive, you didn't know if you were in first or last place, so you did it. Own up to it. Say it and move on. This is Danny's and I's approach to yield. If another yield comes up and we are 5 minutes away from the mat and we see that somebody else is on our tail and they could potentially beat us to that mat, we will yield someone, because it's a very specific strategy that we can take for something that's very immediate. If a yield comes along and we have still 5 tasks to complete, it doesn't make sense for us to use it.
For me personally, I think I'd rather beat you out on the course than with a 20-minute yield.
Yeah.
To me, it's more significant if I can get through the course and kick your ass.
The yield is like last resort. I mean, like desperate move. Well, we're having flashbacks from race too, because we were in Hong Kong, and it was a lot of fun for us to be in Hong Kong.
Oh, we had a great time.
Race. We had an amazing time. This was our favorite leg of the entire race, to be in Hong Kong. We had the opportunity to step out of the race and do our thing. We found an amazing travel agency that was recommended by the Mandarin Oriental.
The Lucky Building Travel Agency. I don't know what the name of it is.
It was so amazing because the travel agency was in a building called the Lucky Building. While we were securing our tickets, we went out and we
got
walked
coffee,
around.
we went shopping.
Starbucks. We got a cologne. On this leg of the race, we can barely get a piece of candy, but
on this leg of the race, we'll be lucky if we have, you know, enough money to get through.
Yeah, but it brings good memories, it brings good energy, and we hope the same good energy we had here the last time will replicate. We feel good about the lead that we have, but we're not going to take it for granted, and we're not going to be complacent, because a lot of things can
happen
wrong.
And can go wrong. Absolutely.
It's different with Charlotte and Mirna, because Mirna, okay, here's the difference, is for some reason Mirna takes control of every situation and is very aggressive, whereas
he's like the dictator.
The dictator. And I think Carlin and Lynn were just like commentary, you know, but they weren't necessarily trying to take control of the situation. So it's just a different vibe that we get from Charlotte.
Mirna will tell you where to stand, when to talk,
and she'll look at you, and she will just keep talking until you do it. And today I was like, please don't be intimidated by this girl. And we even made a comment that, hey, we're bigger than her. We'll crush her. I mean,
we'll make a beauty queen sandwich out of Mirna.
I mean, really, like, it's just amazing how she gets this. So anyways, we're going on way too much about Mirna, giving her way too much credit right now. Way too much.
You know, it kind of begs the question for me, like, when is it no longer going to work for her? When is she going to come up against the person who's going to not have any of it and just say, you know what, this is not how you treat someone, this is not how you handle it, I'm not going to deal with you until you start to act right, or whatever they want to say. Like, I can't wait till that happens. I don't know if it will on the race, but I think at some point in her life, you know, it'd be a good aha moment.
Yeah, you know what, I think that she's just really good at what she does. Like, I mean, I honestly can't take that away from her, because she just will not even blink an eye.
Perfected art.
It is such a perfected art. You're so right. Like, and so, you know, honestly, it's a craft that she has mastered, and I will give that to her. But being in the airport with her, it's really annoying. It's really annoying.
Dustin and Candace thought that you guys were moving yourselves up the list and trying to manipulate the whole system. That's not true?
No, that's not true. Dustin and Candace are the biggest manipulators on the race that we've seen. At least in other seasons and other times when people do manipulative things, they own up to it. These people, complete fakeness about them. And it's something we don't respect in the least bit. And it's something that Danny and Oswald and Eric and Danielle and all of us are in agreement about. and we were frankly all fed up with it.
Really?
We stayed up at the pit stop for hours laughing and joking, and I wish we'd all slept because we're all probably, the three of us teams are very tired today. But we had a great time, and we talked about a lot of important issues, a lot of things that were told behind the scenes that were lies and manipulations. And once the three teams got together, everything came out in the open.
What are some of the things that you cleared up with the conversations?
We were told lies by the Dustin and Candace team that they had been yielded in their season, when in fact they're the ones who are yielding people nonstop. And Eric and Danielle had been told the same lie right before they were yielded by them. So just little things like that, you know. From day, day 3 or so on the race, we had one encounter with them. We're the type of people that once you rub us the wrong way, loyalty is finished with you.
Well, they think that they're going to be the first all-female team to win the Amazing Race.
Yeah.
What do you say to them?
Good luck, because God is a higher power, and He's watching everything that they've done. And karma is a very, very strong power in the world.
There's a very good chance that an all-female team could win the Amazing Race. Is it going to be you or them?
It's definitely going to be us. And if
Really?
it's not us, it's going to be Danny and Oswald.
So if there's one other team that was going to win, besides yourselves, you'd like Oswald and Danny to be that team?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You feel like they've run a fair race?
Yes, we
feel like we've contributed to them and they've contributed to us. We talk about karma all the time. We have similar values. We've had our moments of ups and downs, but all in all, they've been a lot of fun to be with. And if we don't deserve it, then they deserve it.
So all the teams that are back in Sequesterville, Charlotte, who know that you're still out here racing, who maybe had doubts about you and your cousin winning this race, what do you say to them?
Don't judge a book by its cover.